Hey y'all. So we are back with another edition of Single Spotlight. And wow, let me just say that if our first Single Spotlight was phenomenal, I feel as if our second one is just going to be completely stellar and out of this world. We have Brittany on the line. She is here in the Tampa Bay area and she is 23 years old. And let me just say that I've known Brittany for about a year. And ever since the first time that I met her, she is just the most pleasant person to be around and just as a ray of sunshine to speak with. And so I'm hoping that you will enjoy your conversation or our conversation as much as I enjoy our conversations. And so without further delay, I just want to say hello, Brittany.
Hello. Hey, Kendra. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So we met about a year ago, and I think it was right after you finished school. But so Brittany is very aware of and also very much educated when it comes to the mental health space. So not only does she know about mental health, but she actually practices that in her day-to-day life. So I think, Brittany, the first thing I wanted to ask you was, what is it that you do like for self-care?
What I do for self-care is I really love watching my shows. I like to watch my shows. I also really like to do face mask or self-care with like the self-care like showers or like I take long showers and do like body scrubs, stuff like that with like candles. Or I like to clean up my house and it makes me feel really good when I have cleaned up my house and I can just stay there and like probably paint um, or read. Or I've also been getting back into journaling as well. So those are the new things that I have been doing for self-care recently. And I always try to switch it up because for me, I have seen that I really like to do different things, change things up a lot. So I usually just change up my self-care routine stuff. One thing I do stick to is the the shows. But other than that, I like to switch everything up with self-care or find new self-care stuff to do.
That's awesome. So, when you're saying what you're saying, two things came to mind. The first thing was I'm curious to know what shows you're watching right now, or what are your favorite types of shows to watch?
To be honest, I have been recently getting back into watching anime hardcore again, and I've been watching two animes. I actually just finished one yesterday, and I've started another show that is supposedly just like it because it was directed by the same director. Because I really liked the anime before, and the anime before was called Fairy Tale, and the anime that I just started watching today is called Eden's. It's called Eden something. Oh my gosh, I had to see the name. And they're both directed by the same director, and I just started both the newest show today, and it's really good. But yeah, they're both animes. Oh, it's called Eden Zero. That's what it's called. Eden Zero.
Okay, so we'll definitely make note. I think the thing with anime is that there's so much of it that it's like if you're just getting into anime, you don't even know where to start. You don't know which genre you're into. And so I just appreciate that you kind of offered these two shows for anyone who's new to anime and is just looking for something just to kind of get started with it. Um,
Yeah, it's definitely an amazing show. I really like it. So if anyone is interested in watching anime, I would definitely recommend the first show, Fairy Tale, and I just started this one, but so far so good.
Nice. So the second thing that came to mind is when you were talking about how you like to clean up your house. And if anyone missed it, that means that Brittany is a homeowner. And if you know anyone who is in their early 20s who is a homeowner, let me know, because I have to say that Brittany is probably the youngest person I have met, maybe ever, that was a homeowner before the age of 25. It is just like all the way out of the purview of many millennials, most of Gen Z. And so it's just really encouraging and inspiring. So I just wanted to ask, like, not even what was your home buying process, but what was the thought process that got you from wanting to be a homeowner to being a homeowner?
So basically, what it was I had always envisioned that I was going to be moving out of my home with my family once I received my bachelor's. And I always thought I would be getting an apartment, but I would be trying to save, which I didn't always do the best at, but I would be trying to save so that once I finished my bachelor's, I could move out of my parents' home. So after I moved out, after I finished with my bachelor's, I graduated, I started right away thinking about, like, okay, options about moving out. And I was going to think of doing apartments, but I don't know. I talked to my mom about it, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but for some reason she brought up, well, why don't you just get a home? Like, why don't you just get a house then? And I was like, a house? Like, and we were just joking about it, like, oh, like, okay, getting a house. And I was like, that would be pretty cool, though. Like, that would be, like, so cool if I could get a house. But come on, like, at this point, I was 22. Um, and so I was just joking about, like, oh, okay. Well, was I 22? No, I was 23, because I'm 24. So at this point, I was 23, talking to my mom about, okay, joking about getting a house. So afterwards, my mom was like, okay, well, let's just, go look at some homes. And as soon as we started going to go look at just some homes, just to put myself in the position of thinking about, maybe I could maybe try this out, maybe I could do this. So, my mom, she's a very determined person. So I think she knows the process of, like, how to get people motivated. So I think that was, like, one of her tactics as well, was to, bring me to go see the homes as well, just to get into the mindset of owning a home. So I went to go see some home, and I saw the first one, which is the one I actually currently live in, and I fell in love. I was like, whoa, I want this. And if I could get this, I would feel like the most powerful person. I would feel so proud of myself. I would be so, and so I worked really hard to get it. I had to save up a lot in a short period of time, because I wanted to get it soon, because when I bought it, all the interest rates on house, all of this stuff, it was very high up. And so I knew everything was moving kind of quickly, and I didn't want the price of this house to go up. So I knew I had to start saving, and I did not spend a lot of money on myself last year, so that I was able to get the home. And I did it. I was able to get it, and ever since, I've just been on this high of, like, I believe I can do anything in this world. Like, I've really started becoming, like, the most powerful, best version of myself ever since. So definitely, like, a really proud moment of mine to be able to get the home. And I definitely had assistance from my family and my friends and everything. So I appreciate everyone that helped me in this process of getting a home, because the process of buying a home was definitely tricky and crazy and scary, but definitely worth it.
Definitely worth it. So, congratulations again, just because that is such a huge accomplishment. And I know that there are many folks who would love to be in your shoes and be able to say, I have my own home and it's something that I work towards and it's a goal that I accomplished. So, major kudos to you, Brittany.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
So, the last two things that I want to mention are, number one, I just wanted to ask, because, this is Single Spotlight, which means that, of course, Brittany is speaking to us, which means that Brittany is single. And what that means is that there are magnificent singles in the world. And the purpose of Single Spotlight is so that we can highlight all of the just splendid and spectacular singles that are out there in the world. So, Brittany, I just wanted to ask, what kind of would be your ideal either date as in place to go or date as in person to be with for the date?
So ideal date. I think I'm not gonna lie, I get really creative with dates, and you know how I told you that I like to change things up. So like, I definitely would like to do something different that I've never done before, and maybe something that was, really put a lot of like planning. A lot of planning was put into it. Anything that's like fun, in terms of like maybe something active, to be doing. But I don't have anything specific in mind, but I know it would be around those specific like areas of like what I would want in my date, or what I would want my first or my dream date to be. And it would be with a man that really is in his masculine energy, that has, really put in the work to work on himself, and that really comes off as a man that I feel really safe with, that I feel confident with, that I feel like can really help lead me, but will also let me be, step into my feminine energy, because I feel like since buying this house and, reaching all my goals and really, becoming such a powerful woman, because I feel like I really have become a powerful woman. I feel like I've become very independent, and to be independent, sometimes you have to be masculine. And I just want someone that I can feel that I can let my femininity come out, and because I love being feminine, and I provide myself everything. I date myself already. I buy myself flowers, go on dates and everything. I can do all of that. So I just want someone that can do all of that, and even more, like who can beat me at dating me, that can do better than myself. Because I'm already doing a great job. And I know that's in this era where we're in, I feel like it has become a little bit more difficult to find men that are like that, at least that I have seen. But I'm hoping that I can find a man that has those qualities. That's what I'm looking for, and that's what I would want for the date, for the person I'd go on that date to be.
Okay, gentlemen, well, you heard it here first. And I will say that Brittany is a Taurus, so you must come correct. But what I can say is that it is well worth it. And the last thing I'll say is that Brittany is Brian's little sister. And so this is a case for wonderful genes and genetics. We have spoken with Brian, now we're speaking with Brittany. And so, what I can say is that what I have learned about their family in the time that I have known them is that they are just wonderful people to be around. And so, yeah, I mean, there's nothing else that I have to say. I mean, we're here to debunk the myth that there's nobody out there, because here we are again with someone who again is a beautiful soul who is shedding her light on the world.
Oh
And
my
so if you would like to connect with Brittany, then you can go to breezeevents.com, and there is a button there that you can press to connect with her that way. And otherwise, I just want to say thank you so much, Brittany, for your time. And I just look forward to the conversations that we have in the future.
Thank you so much, Kendra, again for having me. I really had a great time having this conversation with you. And I think you did You're doing a great job with this podcast. The
Single Spotlight.
single spotlight. I think this is really cool. So thanks for having me again on here, and thank you again for all the kind words. I really appreciate it, and I think that you're an amazing person as well. So thank you again.
Well, that's wonderful. That's fabulous. And for everyone out there, we look forward to speaking soon.